Hi everyone, Tanya here. Today I'm going to make some more body wash, creamy body wash that I use in the shower. Our whole family uses this. I've used it a couple of times, like made up the bottles a couple of times, and it works really well. So I'll continue making it, of course. So the recipe I use comes from Krissy Ballinger's Naturally Inspired book for DIYers. Yeah, it just works really well. So I'm going to set it up and show you how to make it. So the reason why I decided to make my own is because I just couldn't trust what was on the bottles. I've found out that they don't have to, the manufacturers don't actually have to put every single product that they use or on their bottles, on their packaging. Or if they do, they can use a different word as well. It was just very complicated and hard for me to understand. Now I know that the bad chemicals can interrupt your hormones, just make all the chemical messages go all over the place, which is something that I wasn't really happy with. Being on this hormone path, I sort of eat according to my hormones, and yeah, all my DIY is predominantly for my hormone support as well. And then all the extra benefits come into it since I've found out about them too. So it's just a win-win, and this is really easy to make. So I just repurposed an old Palmolive container. The pumps work really well, so why change? To get the label off, I just get a drop of lemon. Lemon is really good for any kind of stickiness. So I just peel off as much as I can and then just pop a couple of drops over the label and just massage it around and just leave it for a bit. When I say a bit, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, whatever. It's not really that long, and then just sort of scratch it away, and it usually comes off quite easy. So that's all I've done. So lemon is really good for that kind of stuff. I use that all the time on the labels. So I'm just going to use rough measures here. As you'll notice, this one isn't, but okay, so the ingredients are, so I've got hot water, coconut oil, so we're talking the solid coconut oil, xanthan gum, which is a, what is it? It's like a binding agent in this recipe, and I've since found out that it's actually gluten-free, so whatever you put on your skin is eventually going to get into your bloodstream. So this is really good for people who are gluten intolerant or celiacs. So that's, I think, just double check the celiac part of it, I think, because it gets a bit more technical. So just xanthan gum, liquid castile soap, and essential oils. In the essential oils, you can do about between 30 and 50 drops in this recipe. I love Citrus Bliss. I've mixed it up a couple of times with different oils, and this one is my absolute favorite. So yeah, I do 50 drops of Citrus Bliss. I just love it. Okay, so we're going to start with 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. We're going to mix that with 50, it says 50 grams, but because we're dealing with a lot of liquids here, I'm just going to work out the mils. I think that's going to be pretty much the same anyway. So 50 mils of water, which would, let me see. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I made a coffee not long ago, so I might just do this. So it's 50 mils, so I'll go a bit less. And then 25 of your organic coconut oil. So we need a tablespoon. And the washing up. Okay. So you can also make body washes, just like your foaming hand wash. You can use that as your body wash as well. But I think just because I'm used to the creamy body washes that I used to use, I just prefer this one. It also lathers up really well and it goes a long way, so that's always a good one too. And then that's it so far. So now we've got to whisk until it's smooth. Smooth and combined, they say. That took a little bit, but it's really important that you do get that mixed in really well. If you don't get that first step mixed all in totally, you will have lumps throughout your body wash. So I have discovered. Okay, so now we add the remaining ingredients, whisk again, and then we just let it sit. You'll notice what will happen, the reason why we have to let it sit. Okay, so we just need 200 grams of additional water. So I just used the filtered water from my fridge. I think it's a lot better than normal tap water. So that's about 200. So pop in there. 100 grams of liquid Castile soap. So I might just go a little bit over this. It says grams, but I'm using mils. Okay, so that's 80. Luckily I have another bottle. Don't like to be without this stuff. I use it in heaps of stuff. I use it in my soft scrub, my foaming hand washes, my laundry liquid, this, which is most of the stuff in this house for cleaning. Okay, so it's about 100 mils. And then we're going to the oil, 50 drops of citrus bliss wherever I've put it. And I don't have much left. I've ordered some today. I've got about that much left in the bottle. So this is 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle. So I don't know how I'm going to go. $30. That's about 35. I might go and get citrus bloom, which is yeah, some other citruses of course, and top it up with that with the extra 15 drops. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I think this should be okay. What does it have in it? You've got your orange, grapefruit, lavender, magnolia, and Roman chamomile. Oh, that sounds really nice. I think I'm making the right choice here. It's at 15. So in this book that Krissy has written, her favorite essential oils for this recipe is peppermint and orange. I like to steer away from peppermint. I'm okay in blends, but yeah, the peppermint itself, I don't know, I get a bit wary of it because I've used it in the past, and peppermint's like a hot oil. So if you imagine yourself in the shower and using peppermint on your bits and pieces, maybe not the best. So I'm going to add one more thing to this. I'm going to add a bit of vitamin E because I know it's really good for your skin. This dropper that I've got, I don't know how it works, but I think I might just work about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon, maybe. It is so thick. Maybe I just pour a little bit from the bottle. That'll do. Whoops. Oh my gosh, has anyone worked with vitamin E before? Creates like a bubble. I'll have to fix that up. And then we get back on the tools and we whiz it again. And that's it. Then we put it into the soap dispenser. So I'll probably fast forward for this bit because it's a bit boring. You all know how beaters work. But I want you to see what happens as this gets more and more combined. So we just need to scrape down the sides as well as we go. I just found a lump on the spatula. I don't want him. Okay, let's pop the tools back in. And see how we go. When you put the beaters going in the wrong direction. Oh, these are so slippery. It's always a fun time. Yeah, got a bit of soap on me. All right, so the deal is to mix this until it is light and fluffy. So, which you can see, it clearly is. And then it's just to scoop it, I would use a funnel, very much so, into your container. So this is actually going to be, because it's so foamed, it takes a little while to settle down. I will fill the kids' containers as well. So it's not going to fill the whole container once the bubbles and everything settle down. But I think it's going to be about halfway for both. So yeah. Just jumping on really quickly, so I've managed to fill up as much as I can. There's a fair bit of foam in this bottle, but I wanted to show you the consistency as it would come out of the pump. This is the empty bit, look at that. And it just foams out really well when you're adding that in the shower as well with the water. Smells beautiful. All right, see you later.